Hello guys. So today our topic of discussion is what is the warm blooded animals and cold blooded animals. So today we will learn about how animals can be categorized based on how they are maintaining their body temperature according to the surrounding temperature. So basically there are two types. First one is your warm blooded, which are also called as homeothermic and also endothermic. Okay, so this includes the mammals, any kind of mammal, monkey, bear, animals, even birds, dogs are coming under warm blooded animals. Okay, so now coming to the second one, that is the cold blooded animals, which are also known as poikilothermic or ectothermic animals. Okay, so this includes your snakes, reptiles, okay, then amphibians, fish, all those insects, all are coming under your cold blooded animals. So one more category is also there, which is known as your socio-homeothermic animals. These are very specific creatures which are regarded as your socio-homeothermic animals. Here it comes your honeybees. Okay, specifically honeybees. Honeybees are insect, but honeybees are coming under your socio-homeothermic animals. So now we will understand one by one of those categories. So first is your warm blooded animals, which are also called as homeothermic or endothermic animals. Okay, so what is that? These are the animals which maintains constant body temperature within some certain narrow limits, irrespective of the temperature variation in the external environment. That means whatever may be the surrounding temperature, whatever may be the weather, it may be sunny like hot or cold as ice outside, but these organisms or creatures will maintain a constant temperature inside their body. Their temperature is not fluctuating, okay, and remain same. So these are regarded as the warm blooded animals. Okay, they are also known as your endothermic animals. So now coming to why they are called as endothermic animals. Okay, you see, endo means internal, yes or no? That means these are the animals which depends on their internal source. Just like you can take your food. If an animal is in a cooler surrounding, okay, cold surrounding, at that time what they will do? By using the food which will warm them up by producing so much of energy, which will make their body warm. Getting my point? Endo means they are using the endo mechanism, internal source, to maintain the constant temperature. So that's why they are called as endothermic animals. They depend on the internal source of energy. Understood? So here the examples are your all kind of mammals, lions, deer, tiger, all of those mammals like dogs also and birds also coming under this warm blooded animals. Okay, similarly, suppose they are in a warmer condition, summer days, sunny days. So how they will cool themselves? They will either undergo sweating or panting, okay, and some other techniques can be utilized by them. So these are the mechanisms to maintain the constant temperature irrespective of the surrounding temperature. Coming to the cold blooded animals, which are also called as poikilothermic animals and also ectothermic animals, okay, what are those? These are the animals which are not capable of maintaining a constant body temperature, okay, and here what will happen, their temperature will fluctuate, okay. It may increase when the environmental temperature will increase, it may decrease when the surrounding temperature will decrease. According to the surrounding temperature, the body temperature will fluctuate, it may reduce or it may increase, okay. So these are the cold blooded animals. And now why they are called as ectothermic animals? Ecto means outside, external, yes or no? That means these are the animals which lack internal mechanism of temperature regulation and they depend on the external source to maintain their temperature, okay. They depend upon the environment, okay, to regulate their temperature instead of using the metabolic heat. Getting my point? Okay. So here what will happen, they warm themselves, okay, when it gets too colder by either shivering or migrating towards a warmer region or by hibernating. These are having this kind of mechanisms which are totally rely on the external environment to maintain a specific temperature. They will try to maintain, but their temperature will fluctuate. But in case of warm blooded, their temperature is not fluctuating. They always maintain a specific temperature by utilizing their internal source of energy. Whereas in case of cold blooded animals, they use external source or external environment to maintain a temperature. They do not have any kind of internal mechanism of temperature regulation, okay. So here the examples are your reptiles, fish, amphibians and insects, okay. So these are the cold blooded, poikilothermic, ectothermic animals, okay. So now the third one is your socio-homeothermic animals. These are different. Here what happens, these animals, specifically honeybees, what they will do, they will maintain the body temperature slightly above the atmospheric temperature and can air condition their nest, their hive, their colony, okay. That means they are maintaining their own temperature inside their colony, not in the body, but inside the colony they can maintain their own temperature irrespective of the temperature outside. That means suppose you see what happens in case of honeybees. Suppose it is winter month and the temperature is less. At that time what will happen? They will try to keep themselves very closely together. That means in a specific area the population will be more, and if the population will be more, then what will happen? Automatically the temperature will rise according to the surrounding temperature. That means whatever may be the surrounding temperature, they are able to maintain a colony temperature, okay. That is known as your socio homeothermic animals.